Wait. Hello. Today we're going to do a lower body workshop. Okay, Carlos is with me, so he's not barking. He's gonna be okay. Okay, so today we're gonna do a lower body workshop. And if you ask Isa, why is a lower body workshop? Why don't you just do a regular workout like every other trainer? I'm gonna ask you something. If you need questions, put on the question box, because since I'm gonna be from here and I don't have my glasses, I can't see very much. So questions, put in the comments on YouTube and put on the comments here. So Isa, why a lower body workshop? Look, this is very, very important. If you're here, it's because you want to look leaner and feel stronger, right? This is what you came here for. And if this is not you, I'll see you later. Goodbye. But if you want to come look lean and feel stronger, one thing that is very important, is essential, is having the ability of learning mechanics. What do you mean, Isa? Because if you think about it, it's a skill that we learn. It's a skill that I studied for so long to break down and introduce simple for you. Yeah? So today we're going to go over most of the common lower body exercise. And I'm going to go cover the most mistakes I get it. If you are the type of person that you like, I have problem with this exercise, let me know in the comments, because this needs to be a class that I really need your help to interact so I can help you the most. So if you raise your hand and say, put on the little question box here and on the comments section, I can see it. And you're like, Isa, I have trouble with squats. I feel my lower back when I do deadlifts. Okay, so today we're going to cover just the lower bodies. This week I'll do another one for upper bodies. Why, Isa? Because I want to break down every detail for you. You know how I love teaching mechanics. I've been studying so much. And Isa, why do I need to learn mechanics? Why can't I just get a dumbbell, pick it up and start working out? Because look, ideally, in order to you see the exercise to be more effective, okay, the exercise to literally be more effective, there's no other way to explain that, you need to position your body in a way that your body cannot cheat. And that's why I call my program the Leaner, Stronger, Smarter, because you literally need to be smarter than your body. Because, for example, if I get a weight and I start doing a deadlift like this, and I start sticking my butt out, and I start feeling my lower back, it's because my body is positioned a way to bring other muscles to help. So what you need to do is position your body in a way that you can't cheat. And that's the beauty of the mechanics. Why is it? Because if I do 12 squats with very good mechanics, they're going to be more effective than 100 that you just pick up the weight and do whatever with no awareness. So that's why mechanics is so important. So, are you ready? Beautiful. Big introduction. Why do we need to do this? Isa, I wanted to see in a bigger way. You also can go to YouTube. Yeah? But now, I'm going to start breaking down the lower body exercise by knee dominant exercise and hip dominant exercise. You're like, what is that? Exercise that you use mostly your knees. Yeah? So it's going to be the squats and the variation. The first exercise that I'm going to do is the squat. Oh, you already know how to do a squat. Do you really? Do you really? Okay, so I want you to do this with me. Number one thing that you're going to do is you're going to do a quick warm-up that is actually going to be, this is how smart we need to be. The warm-up that you're going to do needs to be a prep for the exercise. A corrective for the exercise. So one thing that I absolutely love, it's called a toe touch. Okay, so you're going to go here. You're going to touch your toes. You're going to drop your hip. You see my back? It's not curved. Drop your hip with one hand at a time, another hand at a time. You're going to come up. Isa, I cannot touch my toes. Send me a message if that's you. In 5 minutes, I'll get you touching your toes. Okay? Touch toes. Deep squat. One arm, another arm, come up. Do you see how intentional I am? I'm not just doing this, this. No. I touch my toes, I pause. I go on a big squat, I pause. I put one hand as high as I can. If you can't get your hand here, it's okay to get it here. Another one here, come back up. Isa, what are you doing with that? I'm actually teaching you the squat pattern. Why? Because when I ask you to squat, I want to ask you to do this. I want a straight line from your head to your tailbone. How cool is this? Isa, why are you doing all this? Because Monday, you know what, 3 days? 2 days? Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We're going to start the masterclass. And that's when I have an entire event to break down everything that I can to help you get to the leaner body that you want. Teach you the step-by-step, the entire path, and how to build this lean body. Okay, I want to know here, can you touch your toes? Can you come over here and touch your toes? Let me know. So after this, Isa, what we're going to do? We're going to do a squat. So the number one thing, the easier way to start with a squat, and I'm going to start basics. Why? Because I want to make sure you know what we're doing. You make sure, oh, I already trained a long time. Okay, perfect. You're still going to do it. Okay, the number one thing is you're going to get a chair behind you. It could be a taller chair. It could be a little bit lower. Yes, pardon. Okay, and you're going to think about sitting back and put your hands up. That's it. Oh, Isa, am I sitting and coming back up? No, you're just pushing back. And you push back. Isa, what is the most common mistakes do you see on squat? It's when you start the exercise, pushing your knee forward. This. I see this all the time. You see? The exercise starts from my knee instead of from my hips. Isa, is that why when I finish my squat, I don't actually feel a lot of things? It could be. It actually could be. Okay? So, okay, great. So now, once you got the pattern right, you're going to get a light weight just to start. And you're going to do the same thing. Okay? I'm over here. Come back up. Did I sit? No, I just tap the chair, come back up. Tap the chair, come back up. Isa, my toes or my heels are coming back off the ground. Tell me if this happens to you. Is your toes or your heels coming off the ground? Let me grab something. I need something. Okay. Hold on, let me get a book. Get my book. Done. I got 2 books, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put right here, and I'm going to block my heel. Are you able to see this? Beautiful. You're going to raise your heel a little bit. Is that this much? No, it's just this much. And I normally put everybody to raise their heel because it's a simple way so I can make your ankle mobility a little bit better, okay? So this is actually going to be able to clean your squat. So from here, you're going to do the same thing. Now, I want you to think about it. Look how cool. Think about it, screwing your foot out. Look, my foot doesn't move. But see how my knee moves just a little bit? Now I have tension on my legs. Do you see how those little details are important when we're thinking about building a leaner body? Because once you understand those little details, they are simple to learn, but this is just a squat. Imagine when I break down 100 exercises for you, and when you do it and you practice, you're going to learn how to train better than 90% of people on this internet. Okay, so screw the hand, put the dumbbell here, and now go. Isa, am I pushing my knees forward? No, I'm pushing my heels. One more little thing on squat. I'll see a lot of people looking up when they do it. Sometimes they do it in the mirror, so they do this. It's put too much pressure on your neck. Deal? Don't do that. That's it. And eventually you're gonna take that chair out and you still can keep your books. And you get the hold of your dumbbell right here, nice and tight. Notice that I'm exhaling all the way up. Okay, this was a squat. Now, I need to know in the comments, because I said I'm gonna need your help in this class. Put in the comments, I could do it. Put in the comments, yes, I'm having a hard time with this or with that, so this way I can help you the most. This is very important. Now, the second part is, do you see why I like to doing those warm-ups before the actual masterclass? Because on the second episode of the masterclass, I'm actually breaking down my entire training method for you. But once you understand, then I have more time, right? To break down and understand, explain every single exercise for you. You're like, oh my gosh. Literally, that's why I'm just picking up the weight and just do it. Think about this. If that's you who never thought about this, and I like this, the training to be a mindset training. It's that moment that you take for you, that you take care of yourself, that you are like, pay attention. What are you doing? Deal? That's what we're gonna do. Now, I have one more for you, which is a split squat. My favorite one. The split squats, we're gonna start in what we call a half kneeling position, okay? And now pay attention to something. I see a lot of people coming here and going straight up. And they're kind of back here. If I do this, immediately I feel my knees. Are you the type of person that when you do this exercise, you feel your knees a little bit? If you are, put in the comment because I want to talk to you. But now, let me show you one thing. Before I forget, I don't know if you can see, but the shoes that I'm wearing, it's completely flat on the bottom. If you do this in socks, it's going to be amazing. If you do this with a flat shoes like this, it's going to be better. But if you do with a walking shoes and a running shoes, which is normally, that's what we wear when you go to the gym or if you train at home, those nice and bulky shoes, they don't help us. Why? Because our foot stay like this, unstable. Okay, so if you want to go and just stay in socks, this is perfect too. So toes here, my knee here. See that my knee is actually in the middle of my foot. It's not back here parallel. It's like I'm almost running. I'm almost running. From here, I'm gonna put my weight, 95% of my weight on the legs in the front. My knee is actually gonna be on top of my toes, and I'm gonna come down. When I come down, I don't stay, relax, come back up, okay? I just stay down, go back up. We're gonna start with that weight. Isa, I don't have a balance. I'm really having a hard time with balance. Put a chair next to you. Put your hand here. If you're in the gym, you can use a TRX, but if you're at home, put your hand here, light, and come back up. These I cannot do, okay? I don't like starting exercise up. I prefer to exercise from the ground, but it's okay. Start it over here, bend this leg, come back up. But when you come back up, I need the work you pushing from your heel. Pushing from your heel. Do you see that? Isa, there's so many details. They're not. You know, because once you start practicing every single time you exercise, it's going to be not second nature. It's going to be like driving. First, we are so stressed out about the wheel, about the, in Brazil we have clutch, about the clutch, about the gear, about the mirrors, about the seatbelt. But after, you like putting yes, Carlos, you like putting makeup in the car while you're driving. Is that not true? Same thing here, okay? So you're gonna be here, you're gonna put your hand, you're gonna come back up. And then you're gonna switch legs, same thing. Put your hands always closer to here. Yeah? Sometimes I do the same leg until you realize. Isa, where do I need to feel this? You are going to feel on top of your quads and a little bit in your glute. Is this the same exercise as the Bulgarian split squats? When I put my leg up? Yes. Oh, Isa, so that means I just need to do the squat. I just need to do the split squat and I'm okay. I can build my linear body. I wish I could say yes. But you have to remember, the mechanics is a huge piece, but it's one pillar. On the episode 2 on the Masterclass, I'm going to break down my entire Training Smarter method. And when I do this, you're going to see those 3 pillars. Okay, right now we're covering the mechanics because it's super, super important because it's the foundation. Because we cannot add the other ones if we don't have the mechanics. Deal? So let's go. So Isa, I got it. I really, really, really got it. Okay, beautiful. Now we're gonna break down halfway. We're gonna break down to the hip dominant exercise. Isa, what that means? That means is that, remember the squat? If you look, my joints, the squat is the one that is doing the work. Okay, of course I'm moving a little bit of other joints, but the dominant one is my knees. Now with the hip, your dominant one is going to be your hips. So is that the remaining deadlift? Yes, it's the remaining deadlift. Is that the glute bridge? Yes, because look, my knees doesn't move, it's just my hip. My hip is the one moving. So once you understand this, you're like, oh my goodness, I see people, or I am the type of person that when I do that lift, I do this. What's wrong with this deadlift? Tell me what's wrong with this deadlift. Wait, I have a comment. I can't read. I don't have my glasses, guys. You have to put in the question box. Okay, yes. Done. Absolutely, okay? So, what is wrong with my deadlift if I do this? Hubby's reading my comments from the other one. Yes, I'm using my knees. Absolutely. When I use my knees, now it's my hip, the dominant one. No. Hip's not the dominant one. Hold on. Oh, there's a bunch of them. How can I go deeper in the squat? Ooh, that's a, okay, sorry. So, okay. Sumo squat, yes, we can go over there. So, okay, perfect. Let's go back to the squat for a second. So, we need to come live with me. Seriously, if you touch your toes, I'll show you in a way that I promise I can get you there. Okay, Yolanda, how can I go deep on a squat? My question to you is, why do you need to go super deep in the squat? Get it? Not necessarily. By the time you go here on the squat, that means you are doing a lot of difference. Most of my girls, I tell them to protect their joints very much. And this is so important. I'm going to pause for a second here. So protecting your joints is something that I want to do, it's mandatory, okay, for so many people. Why is it? Because we want to get, by the time you're 74, you started yesterday on my stories, my dad killing, training when he's 74, and that's what we need. We need to get there and be able to move. And if we start using your joints too much, we're going to wear them out. Okay? So on a squat, if you were talking about on a squat, okay, you do not need to go lower than a 90. You really don't. It's better to get heavier weights, much heavier weights. Today I only have a 10 pound, but I normally do squats. Not you, me, I do a squat with like a 65 pounds. I can do 8 reps. Deal? So it's about, remember that I said the mechanics is one piece, then we have the intensity on top of this, and then you have the periodization on top of this. What does that mean, Ziza? Is that how are you breaking down your training? That's why I explain so much between workouts and training. Workouts, you do random things. You're driving without a GPS. But when you do training, you know where you're going. You know how heavy you started, and you know what's the next step. And then how you can progress from that. How can you get better from that? Do you see the difference between when I'm thinking about building my leaner body? I just move my body and do exercise. And then the other side is I have a plan to get me leaner. You see the difference? Beautiful. Now, Isa, how can I go deeper if I'm doing the toe touch? I stop here. Okay, practice. Practice, practice. Lift your heel, that would help. Okay, but the practice, because I want to get used to do this. Getting your butt much lower, okay? Send me a message, we can work on that too. Beautiful. Now, there's one more about sumo. I'm gonna go back to those ones. Let me go to the deadlift, because normally it takes the longest to go. And I forgot my broom. Let me go get a broom. I know, I left you guys. I'm coming back. People are gonna walk in and was like, wait a minute, there's a light and nobody's here. Yeah, got it. Okay, so now I have a stick. Isa, are you kidding me? You need a stick? Yes, I need a stick in order to show you the Romanian deadlift. Why? Because I want you to hold the stick with the palm facing me, right behind your neck, on your head, on your neck. Okay, so you have the space. The other hand right on your lower back with the palm facing you. Palm facing me, other palm facing you. In your case, it's the opposite. Deal? So from here, I want to get my butt and push as far as I can. Now, notice that I have 3 points of contact. Back of my head, middle of my back, and my tailbone. 3 points of contact. I inhale. I exhale, push it away. Isa, what if I use my knees? Now, it's not a hip dominant. Just soft knees, never locked. Remember, protect your joints. Get the butt, push away. During the masterclass, we're going to do this more often. And I want to do this on Zoom. So I can actually see you doing. And I can do with you. And that's what I do with my girls. They keep sending me video all the time for movement analysis. So this way I know you're doing it right. Isa, what happened if I curve my back? I'm going to lose my stick. Lose the point. What if I drop here? I'm going to do this. What if I stick my butt too much? I'm still going to do this. Those little things, I make my girls go before I even start training. Even if they train for a year, even if they train for 2 years, they all have to go through the foundations before. Why? Because this is going to make the heels difference. Because if you can't do this with the stick, tell me here, put in the chat, can you do this with the stick? If you cannot, you should never do a deadlift. What do you mean, Isa? Show you. Get it? This is your deadlift. This is your Romanian deadlift. Do you understand why I teach you how to hinge, how to get your hip and push back? Because this is your exercise. Oh, Isa, where am I supposed to feel? You should feel a stretch in the back of your leg. Let me know if you're standing now, even if you don't have workout clothes, even if you don't have a stick. Stand up, soft knees, push the hip as far as you can. Tell me if you feel here. If you don't feel, let me know. What are you going to do? You're going to screw the foot a little bit. You're going to just push the ribs. You're going to play around until you feel it. Once you feel it, you're going to work on that. Oh, Isa, that's so much work. It is. It is. To me, so much work. It's keep doing the exercises and not going anywhere. That's, to me, it's so much work. Deal? It's a skill. You want to look leaner, you want to feel stronger, it's a skill. So you'll be able to sustain that. Because if you don't sustain, you're going to lose it, you're going to have to start all over. Deal? Ooh, my bad. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Ease up. I get it. So let's practice the pro-minute deadlift. Remember that I said you have to have the 3 points of contact. Do you think if I shrug my shoulders like this, am I going to have it? No. And the main reason that you are feeling your back is because your back is curved. So that means all the weight is in your upper body. What? That is true. Okay? So from here, you're going to push the hip back. I need to feel a stretch. You do not feel the stretch, start over. You're going to have that, what I call the oh shit moment. Once you have it, you're like, oh my goodness, I understand. So I am really obsessed with this, and I love teaching this because I know if you do one exercise like this, like using the correct mechanics, you're going to be able to not only see faster results, but you're going to be able to decrease your injuries like by a lot, like so much, so much. Why? Because now instead of using my lower back, I'm actually using my hips. What? That's it. That is absolutely it. One more for you before we go, because I had a question who said, Isa, my hamstrings are cramping, okay, when I do the glute bridge. If your hamstrings are cramping, that means is your hamstring is working, it could be that your hamstrings is working double instead of your glute. Your glute's not working as much. The beautiful thing about glute muscles is they can actually get more active and less active. And if you feel in your hamstring, if your hamstring get to a point that is even crampy, that could be it, okay? That could be it. So I'm going to show you an easy trick. I'm going to go on the floor so you can see me. My boy's sleeping here. Okay, instead of putting your whole foot on the ground, put your heels. Put your heels. And I want your ribs, instead of being here, making this big curve, push the ribs down like this. Now, maintain the straight line here. Do you see that I have a straight line here? Now, maintain that straight line, okay? When you go up, push from your heels. And I want you literally hit your butt, literally touch your butt. Is your butt getting harder? Can you feel the tension? If your butt's super soft, that means probably your hip it's just putting down like this. You're arching. Like you flare, your ribs are flat. So this way you're not engaged. So go back down, push the tuck a little bit, push the ribs, go back up. Now do you see that I have a straight line with my stick? Straight line from my knees to my shoulder. How cool is that? Okay, from here, you're gonna stay here. Stay the longer, hit the butt. Make sure your butt is actually moving. Okay, I want you to feel your core, I want you to feel your butt. Oh man, I can't believe it. I'm actually doing. So same thing if I'm doing a single leg. Okay, I need to be able to. You know what? I knew that's gonna happen. I just knew it. As soon as I put my water bottle, I'm like, I'm gonna drop it. As long as I don't step on it, it will be okay. So, Isa, I didn't know those things. And the only thing I have to tell you is that I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you didn't know those things. I'm sorry that nobody actually came to you and helped you to understand those things that are so important. It's because I have to say that most of the people don't actually understand, don't actually know. So I have a lot of girls who work with me and they're like, I had trainers before who never taught me that. And the only thing I have to say is I'm sorry. Sorry you never learned before. But look, you're learning now. And this is the beautiful way to do this, okay? And I want you, if you think this was valuable, get that little airplane, send the link, send the airplane to everyone. Hi, you want to say hi to the people? Okay? And I want you to say that. And I want you to say, hey, I'm going to send this to more people. We're actually going to stop and I'm going to watch this class again. And if I have questions, I'm going to reach out. Because I answer every single DM that I get. Okay? I love you too. Yes. So I answer all the DMs that I get. The camera. So I have a few questions right now that I'm going to go in and I'm going to answer. Okay? Let me grab you and don't stop in the water that I just... I don't understand that. So one more question that I got over there was like, Isa, what about the sumo squat? So think about this. Sumo squats, the same thing. Same as the exercise, same as the squat, same mechanics. But now the difference is your leg is much more wide. Okay, the main difference, the main mistakes that I see with sumo is people push because the legs are so wide. I'm gonna have to do like this so I don't fall. Is they're pushing the knee forward. Same mistakes, right? But if I'm here and I'm pushing back, imagine they have that little chair, the little bench behind you, and I'm pushing back. And when I come up, I like to say this, when I come up, I want you to think about your hip to opening over here. So I'm pushing back and I'm opening my hip here. Okay? It's kind of like a flower. Pushing back. Okay, here. Now let me ask you something. I have a serious question for you. Do you think if you start training like this, if you start using the correct mechanics, you're gonna be able to see what I keep running and talking about burning extra calories, extra fat when you're done working out? Let me ask you something. If you go and you do a video lesson like those, I don't like to say names, but like those beach body things, you lie and you follow and you're jumping and you're moving and you're doing burpees. At the end of that, you're gonna feel tired. You're gonna feel sweaty, right? But then after a little bit, you're not gonna feel anything. Yes, Carlos. But then, let me ask you something. If you do those exercises that I tell you, if you use heavy weights, do you really think after the exercise, the 23 hours that we're done exercise, do you really think you are still going to feel your muscles? You feel that your muscles are working. You feel that you're like, holy cow, I'm actually feeling it. So that's why I keep saying that a leaner body is a body that's going to burn extra calories, extra fat. When you're done working out, it's not about just get you tired and sweaty. This is such a misconception that we have. And it's like, oh, if I'm not sweaty, I didn't do a good workout. I tell you, I'll give you a 30 minutes. 30 minutes. You do with the great mechanics. Okay, you do with the right intensity for your body, not for mine. I promise you, you're gonna feel that training more than any crappy burpee or anything. This is what I mean by building that body that's going to burn extra calories, extra fat when you're not working out. Do I have more questions? Avi, do I have more questions? Sumo, I just did it. Yeah. Okay, beautiful. I'm gonna go because Carlo really wants to go outside. So now, tomorrow, we're gonna have another live. But if you're in the Telegram group, give me comments over there. Say, Yolanda, go to the Telegram and say, Isa, can you help me with the toe touches? I'll make a video just for you right there. Because there I can see, there I'm closer to you. I can help you even more. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this together. Because I got you. Guys, stop licking my water, dude. Come on, let's go. Okay? So now what you're gonna do is you're going to send this live to every single body that you love, right, Carlos, that they can help, we can help. And then you're gonna come Monday to the masterclass ready to go. Absolutely ready to go. You're gonna lock yourself in the room, you're gonna watch the whole thing, you're gonna show up for yourself. That's what we need. Deal? I got you. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, go on Telegram group. Hi, how do I get in the Telegram group? The link's on my bio. Register for the masterclass and come to the group. Love you guys. Yeah. Come on, Carlito. Are we done? Come. Are we done? Good job, Carlos. You're so quiet the whole time. You're so quiet the whole time. It's on top, that's in life. Right? Good job, buddy. You're such a good boy. Yes, you are. Is that working? Okay, let me help you. Oh, no. My leg. You heavy dude. Maybe it wasn't working.
Makes sense.